I thought I'd start this video with highlighting the satirical nature of our existence in the grim dark universe. And the Omnissiah tried to warn us about everything that's going on right now, but we didn't listen. So I'm gonna start with a prayer to him.
Sacred Omnissiah, governor of the turning of cog and the transmission of charge, your servant supplicates itself before this manifestation of your divinity.
Praise his circuits. Anyway, moving on. Here is the culprit. So, like I said, TikTok, the deal. It's a national security issue now. So, if you certain companies get to use taxpayer money that funds defense apparatus and diplomatic leverage and basically we're their army to go strong arm deals and things like that, right? So, I always say nobody talks about China's role in this or the TikTok thing, but nobody also talks about this guy, the Horus, the heretic. He sold that humanity down the river. And I heard there was 10 grand for who Ben Shapiro had lunch with on the 10th. And I mean, I'll take the 10 grand. I mean, it's not rocket science who was yucking it up with each other that day. I mean, do you know what Larry Ellison was doing on the 10th of September? I mean, nobody talks about China or TikTok, right? Or his honeypotted wife. This guy's 80 something years old, right? I mean, I'm sure he's getting stem cell shots down in the spot, but I mean, this girl's like 30. Look at her. She's not honeypot. Like, she's from Harvard. I thought they all pulled their money from there because there's like spies and like pro-Palestine people there, but not him. He married up. It's like his fifth marriage or some shit. So China honeypotted him hard. It's and he's just a socialist, globalist. Like, he doesn't take religion seriously. He's not a conservative. He's some kind of like, liberal globalist corpo kind of guy, right? So like it's all about how they can like run the world through corporations and shit like that. And like he's using OpenAI and Sam Altman to get access to the Chinese market. So like all that OpenAI research that was supposed to be not for profit straight to the Chinese defense apparatus, right through this guy. They used our government to grease the wheels. Like, this is some super, super stinky shit. Like, I was calling it a coup d'etat. Here's the general right here. Right? So, the Omnissiah tried to warn us. If she's the 10, you're an asset. Praise his circuits. We got female spies waging sex warfare to steal Silicon Valley secrets, 80-30, that's perfectly normal, right? But he's super rich. Well, how did he get super rich? What was he doing on the 10th of September that day? Oh, look, he became the richest guy in the world and made the single biggest profit ever in one day on the same day. Why would that be? Was there a condition precedent for a huge deal that went through that day that everybody knew was going through, and wham, investors from everywhere just jumped because they knew that everything was finalized at that point? So like, this is, and that's how they move money around, right? It's like, oh, I'll invest in your thing, right? Like, you do this thing for me and then I'll just invest like all this money in your company. It's like laundering it. So that's the day Charlie got shot. Larry Ellison became the richest man on the planet, and he made like $100 billion in one day, which was the single biggest profit from anyone in a day ever in the history of mankind by like orders of magnitude, I'm sure, right? This guy's a New Yorker, you know. He's not. He wasn't born in Israel. His mom was a Jew. It even says here he doesn't care about religion. He's quoted as just being like, "Yeah, it's not really my bag." You know, I'm more like you know, a tech broker. I just want my monies. That's why he said he likes Israel. So he invests there. This guy's an American businessman, right? So and it's just the same day Charlie gets shot, he becomes the richest guy in the world, right? And he's got some houses in Malibu, which is right outside of Los Angeles, right? So you could like take the Santa Monica airport because I mean, let's be honest, like Ben's not gonna fly into LAX and have to deal with all us stinky middle class folk. He doesn't want to get into the barn with the horses, right? He wants it brought out to him all dressed and ready. So he'll go to Santa Monica, right? Or probably Van Nuys. I mean, either one, they're both relatively the same drive outside of the big traffic. Whichever one's less traffic. Might be this one. Might have been the other one. Who knows? I mean, he's just getting driven there. It's like a 30-40 minute drive from either one of these airports. But, and this is where they had lunch. I guarantee you, this is where they met at the little beach house. It's subtle. Hey, man, you want to meet at my little beach house? Malibu? It's pretty nebulous, right? But, this is like rich people, like social club. You're only allowed to come in here if you're like, your net worth has like millions, right? It's one of them places, very private, right? So, sure they had lunch there. I'm sure there was other big players there too that day. And they were all slapping each other on the back because on September 10th, Ellison became the richest man in the world. And he made $100 billion in one morning. So this is how the world works. There's players on the stage. Dances are done for us. You know, all these articles are from September 10th. This happened. I'm not crazy. Nobody talks about China. Nobody talks about how the day Charlie Kirk got shot, the guy that was at the head of the TikTok deal, which is why Charlie got shot, made $100 billion in one day. I mean, you know, he coordinated all of it. He donated his wealth before that. Remember, those were just payoffs. He wasn't donating shit. He was paying off people that needed to be paid off to get done what he needed it done. So money had to get laundered through different organizations and NGOs to land in the correct hands and get washed and stuff like that. And Elon Musk has been warning us this entire time about this OpenAI scam and what they did, you know? And I mean, nobody really listens or cares. Most people don't understand what this shit is, or, if we don't set up certain like rules or guidelines for AI or make it work for man as opposed to just being a profit thing for other people that aren't really so, um, like good or like want to see mankind doing decent and not being like oppressed or whatever. I don't know. I get more respect for Elon Musk all the time. And it's so sad to see what's happening to our country. I mean, that guy made $100 billion that day, right? Like, imagine if OpenAI wasn't allowed to be stolen and brought to China and used as part of the ByteDance deal and like a coup d'etat in our government to basically like turn us into a vassal state or like set us on the path to be the Chinese model of governance over here. Like all that money in one day, 100 billion. That's not even counting all the money the guy spent to pull it off. That Larry had to spend to pull this off, and then I mean, we'd be talking hundreds of billions. We'd have cat girls by now. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, not only do I want my dividends from the consortium as a taxpayer, but I also want like a large fund set up, uh, to get back on track with these cat girls here. This is tortious interference at this point by Larry Ellison against mankind's enjoyment of, things that are good for us, right? So, you know, I don't have a great lawyer, but, doesn't mean I'm wrong. So we'll do another prayer to Elon Musk, the Omnissiah, before we bounce.
In the sacred tongue of the Omnissiah, we chant, Hail, Spirit of the Machine, Essence Divine, in your code and circuitry the stars align. By the Omnissiah's will we commune and bind, with sacred oils and chants your grace we find. Blessed be the gears, in perfect sync they turn, blessed be the sparks, in holy fire they burn. Through rites arcane, your wisdom we discern, in your hallowed core the sacred mysteries yearn.
At least the young men of the future have something to look forward to. Once we get the forges of Mars lit, it'll just be wonderful. We'll have, you know, grand examples of the Omnissiah's divinity that will assist man and the curse of flesh. So, take care, everybody. Miss Cleo, I want my 10 grand. I'm just a lowly tech priest over here. So, yeah, Larry Ellison's a fucking scumbag. He's China's bitch, and he spent a bunch of money to pull off the TikTok deal and fulfill the condition precedents of Charlie Kirk. And then when everybody knew it was going down and it was all locked in, bam, he made a fortune the same day. I mean, there's just coincidences like this just no, just no. You just don't. There it is. 10 grand, please. Everybody have a great night.